All right, here we go. And 3, 2, and 1.
All right. We gotta change this music.
I love the music.
Well, I'm glad.
You love the music, right? You know,
Go, volume pumps.
That's about as long as we got into the preview of the music and said, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, really. We listened to about this much, and we were like, yeah, let's go with this. And then...
What's wrong with the music?
Hey, after a week off, we're back. Welcome to the show. Off the rails.
Why did we have to take a week off? I forget.
That was a busy week.
Oh, it was.
Busy.
I thought I was going to have to buy a house in Middle Georgia. Me and Seth both.
Busy.
I don't think I'd have done it.
Do you
Wait.
consider Columbus Middle Georgia?
It's Middle Georgia.
I mean, if you take a look at it from north to south, it's kind
middle.
of like
Kinda
middle, but it
middle-ish.
is
Yeah,
west.
it's the
But
middle
not
west,
third.
middle
the middle
west.
third.
Center.
Center.
It's center. It's not middle.
Or, as I like to call Middle Georgia, Mars. It's just nothing
So
there. There's just
why do you
nothing
call
there.
it Mars?
Because there's nothing
Why would you
there.
not just call it the moon? There's nothing there yet.
I don't know. Just you could drive for hours and it never changes.
Seth's
Seth,
burping up lunch today.
What the?
It was a strong one.
Are you going to be sick on the air?
No.
What'd you have for lunch
gas.
today? It was smelled good.
It was good. It was like Brooke made it. It was one of those crock pot recipes where you dump a whole block of cream cheese in it, and then it just makes it
cream
delicious.
Oh, yeah.
So it was basically
It
just
doesn't matter
cream
what else
cheese,
is in it.
chicken, and butter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what else
I
is
feel
in
like we could just drop some cream cheese on the table and the show would be immediately better.
Maybe I'll find it later on the TV, but there's like an account on Instagram and TikTok out there where there's a guy who starts telling stories, and he goes, this is the account where the story ends when they put a block of cream cheese in the crock pot, and it just starts crock pot recipes, and then he gets like 30 seconds into the story, and they put a block, and he goes, up, and then it ends.
Here's your crock pot recipe made whole with
With what?
cream cheese.
Cream
Oh,
cheese.
okay.
Yes.
I
As
didn't know
a
where you
matter
were
of fact,
going.
Join
there
the
were
show, Jeff.
there
I'm
were
sorry.
2 blocks of cream cheese
Oh,
in this one.
wait, are we
simply
live?
because
Wow.
we
Are we
simply
live
because we
now?
doubled the recipe. That's it for amount. It was
So
all
what
to
else
scale.
was in this recipe?
Chicken and butter. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Chicken and butter.
Chicken, butter,
Well,
sour
what did you eat it
cream.
with? Like
Yeah.
you had to
Noodles.
have some sort of like
Noodles.
rice or something.
Noodles.
Noodles.
Okay.
Rice. I did do it with rice. Rice was good. Noodles were better. Just
Okay.
so much better. Then again, the rice I did it was one of those quick packs with like brown rice and quinoa, which we decided to try. Quinoa has its own distinct
Can we
flavor.
talk
so
about
it kinda,
quinoa?
So it kind of messed with it. Sure, talk about quinoa.
Well, hold on.
Well,
While we're talking
in the
about-
24 seconds of intro music left, please talk about quinoa.
Listen, let me ask this. So, if you're making a beef stroganoff,
Here goes 20
if
seconds.
you don't have noodles, is it beef stroganoff?
No.
Okay,
No.
because
No.
we made beef stroganoff a couple weeks ago, realized we'd forgotten to get the egg noodles, so we put it with rice.
I'm
So
sure
what
it was
do-
still good, though.
It was good.
That's like
but-
beef stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
just
kinda like beef
It's not
stew.
beef stroganoff.
Right.
It's
So
like
I went and
sticky
got,
beef stew.
I had enough for another batch, so I went and got some egg noodles, and it was much, much better. I just wasn't sure what to call it.
So was it hamburger helper stroganoff?
That stuff's good.
Nah, that's not bad.
I do like
Yeah, I was
that
about to
stuff.
say, like, don't be hating on the hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper is
No,
bomb.
I do
Pretty
like that, but Stacy buys some sort of spice packet and does her own little
I
thing
think
to
there
it.
was there was like onion soup in this thing. Like we did an onion soup packet. Brooke made it, so I have no idea.
Quinoa.
I don't know.
You just show up to eat.
When it's
texture.
not.
So you're like
for
my
crock
son-
pot stuff. Yes.
You're
for
like my
crock
son
pot stuff.
Van.
Yes.
You're like my son Van. He's never around, and then there's food, and then
no,
suddenly he
that's
shows up.
that's not true at all. I cook lots of things, just not this thing.
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
What
Are we gonna make a
Walker
side
had
quest?
a-
Are we gonna have a side quest
It's
about
not
quinoa?
good.
It's not
The
good. You don't like
texture of
quinoa?
it is just eat.
It's the texture. That's exactly what it
ew.
is. Like, ugh.
It has its place in certain things.
Yes.
It
What-
has its
what
place.
place?
Like maybe a soup?
Maybe like a soup or
Okay, I
like
can
there
see
was
that.
one there was this quinoa salad that I at a restaurant I used to have that was not like green salad. It was like Greek dressing and feta cheese and it was good in that because it added some nice texture to it. But like no, the quinoa that I mixed with the crock pot chicken
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
bleh.
Look, if you're gonna make
Not
quinoa,
good.
why not just go ahead and do rice?
It was
That's exactly my
like
point.
one of those
Yes.
microwavable packets that were like
Right.
Yeah,
quinoa and brown rice.
The 90-second deal.
Yeah, quinoa and brown
Those are the
rice
best.
mixed. Those are really good
Gotta put
until
butter on them.
They are because it's very hard to boil rice and do it correctly.
Yeah.
Most of us are it's either going to be
your
too
knuckle.
soggy.
Your knuckle. You should put the rice in the pot and then put your finger on the bottom of the pot.
When
and
it's
if the
hot.
water,
When it's hot.
not when it's hot, and then when you're, I believe it's when the rice hits your first when the water hits your first knuckle above the rice, you're good. Or no, touch the rice, and if the water hits your
Now
top
we're
knuckle,
confused.
So the key to this is Seth is going to stick his finger in your rice.
yep, pretty much. It's just
You have
that's
to
how
wash-
you got to do it.
You have to wash your
We-
rice.
That's how you get perfect rice. You just let me poke my finger in it, and then it's perfect.
Yeah.
You can also just get like the minute rice and put it in a microwave.
That's
what
also
we're talking
really
about.
true.
Yeah, the
That
minute
is-
rice.
that-
Yeah.
Hey,
We
you know,
never
you
talked
mentioned-
about during
ahead.
Super Bowl like the ideal Super Bowl spread. We're on the food conversation. Let's just go there.
Okay, yeah.
The Super Bowl
Well,
is
I was
long
gonna.
over.
You
It's
mentioned
long over.
you mentioned
Doesn't
a
ma-
salad.
You could just
a
call
while
it
ago.
you could call it a football.
Call it a March Madness spread.
Yeah,
there
March-
we go.
March
yeah,
Madness
there you
a
go.
sports event watching spread.
Before
what do you
we
got?
get into that, you mentioned salad a while ago.
Okay.
So me and Elizabeth went to the Pizza Hut Classic in Dahlonega this
What's a
week.
Pizza Hut classic?
Hey, on Crown
the
Mountain.
old style Pizza Hut.
The old style Pizza Hut with the
Before
salad
you were
bar.
born, Seth.
Oh,
Like,
no.
the
I
pizza
do remember
is-
the one with the salad bar.
The
I remember
pizza
that.
is
Okay.
much, much, much better than if you go to one of the little
True.
kiosk
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
places.
I
Yeah,
can-
it's
yeah,
true
can get
Pizza
that.
Hut. So the salad bar's there, making the salad, eating the salad. It popped in my head. Who invented the salad?
You mean just like as a general question?
Like just think about
Amen.
it. So let's take a salad, and obviously it's Greek, Babylonians, because I Googled it, looked it up. Because
We're going
they did
that far back.
mixed greens with
Yeah.
oil, salt, and vinegar.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, as Americans, we have turned it into lettuce,
We've turned it
bacon
simply
bits,
into a dressing delivery
little
system.
potato crispy things, croutons,
Cheese.
cheese,
Some people
cucumbers.
like eggs,
if you want
some
to do eggs, if you
Salad?
want to do
I think you mean a
that.
plate for my ranch.
and
A plate for your ranch.
A plate for my ranch.
and 2 gallons of Thousand Island dressing.
2
Yeah.
gallons.
Have you seen that meme where it's like chicken wings? I think you mean ranch shovels. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what you mean.
I like that. That's good.
Okay,
That-
all
that
right.
is Stacy
Tell
right
me
there.
what you
That's all
guys
she
think
does.
about this. Sorry, Brooke. She puts Thousand Island on pizza.
Oh,
That's not bad.
no.
Not bad.
No.
Ranch,
When I was
gravy.
in,
Particularly-
high school, I used to do that with honey mustard on pizza because you had to make school pizza taste somewhat better.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Was it the square pizza
Yes.
that looked like it?
Did you have
it looked like a
corn?
slice of sheet cake.
Did you have corn with it?
Probably, yeah.
See,
It looked like
I
a
used
slice
to
of
dip
sheet cake,
the school
right?
pizza in what they called French dressing, which is nothing like real French dressing, by the way.
What's French dressing?
I can't explain it.
It
Just
was a
Google
color.
It.
It was just a
It
color.
was just a color like real French dressing
was
is a
orange
different
ranch.
color. Right, right. But now, man, I mean, pizza is ranch or blue cheese or, Thousand Island.
I don't know about blue cheese. I'm a blue cheese guy, but I don't know about
I'm
blue
with
cheese
Brooke
on
on
pizza.
that.
I
Look,
don't like anything on pizza like
She
that.
does it
Gross.
particularly with to pizza rolls. She does it with pizza rolls. Now, with pizza rolls, it's good. I can't really get behind it on like pizza.
Can I ask
But-
why?
Do you not,
why
Jeff,
go-
do you not get into like Papa John's garlic salt?
Okay, I was
the-
going to
Ooh.
mention that
Ooh.
because I love Papa John's.
good.
I don't like
Get the stuffed
garlic
crust
all
and
over
just
my
drown that
pizza.
junk in it.
But my entire family will get like 8 of those little garlic things, and they're like just dumping it on it and dipping.
Jeff, you're a pizza snob anyway.
Yes, I am because I know what good pizza is. But
Mm-hmm.
when you put that much garlic, it just tastes like garlic. You can't taste anything else. I don't understand why people want to put so much garlic on their pizza.
You know what?
Italian.
You know
dip
what
it
thing
in
is
the
really
butter.
great?
And my family does not dip.
Dip
They
it.
pour.
The pizza bites on the crust from Pizza Hut. Those little cheese bites.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And when I was-
like
those
the
things
the
were-
things that look
yes.
like fingers or toes on the back of the pizza.
Yeah, dude. When I was a kid, those things were freaking.
I gotta tell
Those
you, the
things
stuffed
were
crust,
good.
is-
Stuffed crust is fire.
Papa John's commercial with their new stuffed crust looks insanely delicious.
The Papa John's
Which
stuffed
one?
crust
Which-
is among
which
the
stuffed
best
crust?
stuffed crust.
Just whatever one they
There's like a
advertise.
garlic parmesan epic
Sure.
stuffed crust
Come
or
on.
something.
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
Come on.
I want to go into
Come on.
that.
Bring it.
Well, order one.
Bring
Seth,
it.
get on the phone, see if they can get one here before the end of the show.
$10 says they. It depends on how long you guys talk.
They'll
but,
deliver it up top though. So we'll
yeah,
have
I
to go
can.
up
Do you
there
want me
and
to
get
do it? I'll do it.
No.
I will spend $20 to get a freaking.
How can I partake
stuffed
in this
crust.
though?
I need to finish the day.
Walker, tell me your address up there, and I'll Grubhub it. I'll Grubhub it to you up there. We'll do 2 orders. We'll order one here, and I'll send one up there.
Which
dog.
one gets here quicker?
This isn't a terrible future show idea.
No,
That's
Yeah, I was
not.
about to say we should do it and see which one gets there sooner.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah,
we
we
could
should.
do
not
that.
a terrible future show idea.
I mean, costly but funny.
That would be.
Will I get reimbursed by
By the way, the
Jacobs
beginning
Media?
of this show-
No.
The beginning of this show is absolutely what our sports office is about. ABS, as my wife calls it. Anything but sports.
Or just BS
So,
in your
you were
circumstance.
talking about a food spread, and Caleb and I on his show back before the Super Bowl, we kind of did, the what do you have to have for the Super Bowl? So obviously, if we're getting into March Madness, which is a first and second round all day event for myself,
My 2 favorite days of the entire
God,
year.
love the especially the opening round. Just
I'm
the
taking
entire
vacation
weekend.
days
No,
for
you're not.
those, by the way. Yes, I am.
So denied. So. But food, really, for me, and watching the tournament, really is not a big deal. But I would like to make it a big deal.
It's not at the moment, but let's get into this.
Is that a hint, Bo?
So Walker, you posed a question, man. What are you gonna eat?
You got to have you obviously have to have chips and salsa or chips and queso,
Or
something
dip,
like that.
something like
It's a
that.
staple.
I lean toward an absolute necessity: buffalo chicken dip.
See,
Okay.
I say
Okay.
plain,
All right.
I say regular Lay's, the
Yeah,
the
chips.
chips, but not the regular chips. The Ruffles.
the wavy.
The Ruffles.
Ruffles,
Okay.
Ruffles.
and
Ruffles are infinitely
and
better
French,
at
and French
dipping.
onion dip. You gotta. I mean,
Hold on.
that's
oh,
it. That's I could eat a bag.
How
of
about
that.
the scoop Fritos?
Tostitos.
The
Frito-
scoop
just-
Fritos.
just
Fritos.
regular
Yeah,
French
that's what
onions.
you get with the buffalo chicken dip.
Okay, I would
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Those
do
are
that.
so good.
Yeah, those,
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
So much better than the regular Fritos for some reason.
you're right. Those are really good.
The other thing, and if this gets in my refrigerator at home or when we're on vacation, because Mom makes this whenever we go on vacation, but if it's in the refrigerator, it's done. There's this bacon ranch cheddar dip thing that my mom makes that you eat with crackers, and it's super thick, and you just scoop it out. Oh my god!
Sounds like a McCrary family
Can I
special.
give your
though.
mother
I've had
my
that before.
address?
Oh, you have?
Oh yeah.
Walker, can I give your mother my address?
It's got cheese, bacon.
It's the easiest recipe
What
ever.
else is in it? Because I've had this before. Cheese, bacon. It's sour cream. I
You
think
had me
cream
at bacon.
cheese, right?
I'm looking at it. I'm pretty
Cream
sure.
cheese.
Now I got a
Cream
question.
cheese
So
finds its way into
I
everything.
got it right
guys.
here.
Here it is. Here it is.
16 ounces of sour cream,
Mhm.
1 packet of dry ranch dressing,
Uh-huh.
1 jar of Hormel bacon bits, and 2
Yo,
cups
is your
of shredded
mom?
cheddar.
Is your mom gonna get
That's it.
mad?
2
Wait a
cups
second.
of what?
Shredded cheddar.
Oh.
16 ounces of sour cream.
You know
that
what-
is a gigantic.
That's
You
the
know what
dip.
would
That's
make
what
it
makes
better?
it
I know,
dippable.
but that's just a massive.
You know what would make it better?
What?
Little hot sauce.
Cream cheese.
I got a question. Does
Yeah,
bacon
probably would.
Probably. Who
pick
knows?
pick your food? Does bacon make everything better? I mean, if you put bacon on cereal, would it be better?
It's kind of how it's cooked.
That is a good point.
All right, that's the next question. How do you
Yeah.
like your bacon cooked?
Crispy.
Well, we
Crispy,
didn't even
crispy.
get to everybody's spread ideas. We didn't even get to
Well,
everybody's. We
but-
just got Walker's.
But we're not
Well-
out. The show's not over, Seth.
Okay, well, we were about to move on to bacon, and
No, I mean
Well, we're
that's-
still on the
we're
food.
still affiliated here.
okay.
Because
We're still
speaking of
affiliated
all
here.
right, so bacon. Let's tie it back in.
Okay.
So how about the Smokies wrapped in bacon?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
yep.
Oh, the
Yep.
little hot dog, little
yeah.
hot dogs. Oh.
Mix those up with the pigs in a blanket with the crescent
Oh,
roll
yeah.
on the outside, so you
Yeah,
have
but-
some of each. Yes.
God, I'm hungry.
All right, so here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I haven't eaten all
Next
day.
time Walker's physically in town, we're physically doing the show with Walker, and all we're gonna do is sit in front of the green screen and eat.
If Walker
So
is
so
in
that's
town,
Bo and I were actually talking about potential ideas for start of football season. Not gonna give away too
Wait,
much.
we got to wait that long?
Not going to give away too much.
Don't give away too
Bo
much.
and I've started working on some plans.
Wait, we have to
All right,
wait
so-
till football season,
So I'm going to say chicken wings have to be at the kitchen table for any sporting event.
And one flavor has to be buffalo.
Yeah.
A flavor you either have to have buffalo or lemon pepper. One of those two flavors has to be present.
Yeah,
what about pizza? I mean, it's pretty simple. Is that a staple at these things?
I don't know that it's a
See,
staple, but it's like something that's going to
pizza,
be very common to find. I'll tell you what, though, depending on how big of your party that you're hosting, it's going to get expensive to get pizza.
All right, so what about like...
Yeah, that's why I don't have to have it.
What about a chili? I mean, you got to have
if it's
something,
a potluck type thing, then you're going to find chili.
You know, for some, not everybody likes wings, and some people don't want to do dip. You got to have something else. So
See, I'm a heavy hors d'oeuvre guy, and like, so if I'm hosting it, it's just all heavy. Like, I'm not looking to feed people like a meal.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you
no,
bring
you
your
don't
like
favorite.
I'm going back multiple
a
times.
good chili
to,
is a meal.
Well, you bring
can be.
That's what I'm saying.
Good.
Like,
you tell your
I don't
people,
need it to be a meal.
You tell your people or your friends that are coming over, hey, here's what I'm doing. Bring an app, you know, and then somebody's going to pop in. I'm bringing brownies. Well, I mean, that's not an app, but sure, I'll eat one.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
Yeah. My favorite ones to like go to, my favorite like parties in general, is when one of my buddies goes, "Hey, I'm smoking this," and then is like, "Bring a side or an appetizer." And I'm like, "This is going to be fantastic. I already know that I'm going to have a great time."
All somebody has to do is say, "I'm smoking anything," and you kind of
really just anything.
Like if you look me in the face and go,
Not a
"Hey,
cigarette,
I'm smoking a brisket, and you want to come over?" I'm canceling my plans for that day.
No, I don't want to come over.
Oh, you're
I
going
will
over
say,
for
guys,
Unfortunately, I'm calling out sick, dude.
I know Walker just said that he is a heavy hors d'oeuvre party hoster.
Yeah.
Now, I do like all of the different hors d'oeuvres or whatever you want to call them, apps, but I prefer a meal.
See,
and here's why I prefer a meal. Let me explain to
that.
you, because when you have 40 apps on the table, I'm a grazer. Okay.
Yeah, you're just gonna sit
That's
there.
what I like about parties, bro.
Well, but see, then I graze too much. Then I feel like crap. But if I eat a meal, I'm okay.
Well, when me and Stacy host things for people that around where we live, I mean, we usually break out the burgers and the hot dogs. So, like, if we were going to have
always
everybody
a good
over,
one to go to.
Yeah, burgers, hot dogs, classic.
because
classic.
because people, and you have all the condiments, the lettuce and the tomato, cheese and onion and anything else, pickles,
slaw.
And anything, and so people can make whatever they want out of the base of the hamburger or the hot dog. And then we will, some people will bring chips or maybe some potato salad.
Slaw dogs, pro or anti, round table, go.
Like potato salad, I think,
all
on
day
any
long.
spread.
Go again,
Two of
Seth?
them.
Slaw on hot dogs and
Give it to
hamburgers,
me.
pro
Bring
or
it.
con.
Yeah,
go.
I don't
Bring
do
it.
slaw.
No.
I
Bring
don't
it.
do
No?
slaw.
Did Walker go no?
I went no. Also, I like slaw on the side, not on my burgers or hot dogs.
But you don't dislike slaw.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, I like slaw, just not on
I
my
like
burgers.
slaw. I just don't like it on the
We're
dog.
truly half and half. I'll do slaw on a hot dog or a burger.
Well, the thing is,
granted, it has to be a certain consistency.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you put on there, but as soon as you put the slaw on there, that's all it tastes like.
Depends on whether there's. Oh, okay, never mind.
Well,
I
how much
thought you were
put
going to
on
make the
there.
classic comment that it makes the bun soggy.
No,
Which
it just tastes like slaw.
I mean, true.
It's like pizza. When people put black olives or pineapple on a pizza, that is all the pizza tastes like because those two ingredients.
Back to pizza.
Because they are so overpowering.
Welcome to pizza.
The black olives I will agree with, but okay. Also, might split the room here. Pineapple on pizza, folks.
Negative.
No.
Walker,
It's 3
No.
3-1, Seth.
dead gummit. Come on, guys.
Hey, to each his own. If you love it, have
Now,
it.
But you can definitely
Much
do
like
too
the
much.
slaw.
But my
you
whole
can
family-
definitely overdo it.
I'm the only one in my family that does not like pineapple on pizza. So
I think you have to have enough of the.
Right.
It can't just be pineapple. First of all, you can't just put pineapple on a
no
pizza.
pepperoni and
All
pineapple.
right, so
seem
we
to be
have a
like the-
spread here. We have
Yeah.
pizza.
Yep.
We have wings.
Yeah.
We have Little Smokies. We have buffalo chicken dip.
Yep.
We have the bacon cheddar dip that Walker's mom makes.
French
that
onion.
We're gonna need. We need
French
the
onion.
French
Idea.
onion dip.
Idea.
Waffles.
I have a
Okay.
big idea.
What else? What else you
Fritos
got?
and
What else you
This
got?
is just a concept idea. Here's what
No
should-
chili.
We
No
should,
chili.
This okay. We should do this like state championship next year or whenever at some point next year during football season this coming year. We just host we host our whatever last episode or whatever, and the last episode is this.
Okay.
Where we have food in front of us. Maybe we shoot it at somebody's house or something like that, and we just sit there and eat the whole show.
Hi, welcome to my home.
I also don't hate it for season kickoff.
Yeah, kickoff's not a bad idea either.
I knew that
the only thing about
what about
kickoff,
chicken fingers? What about chicken fingers?
I think they're a fantastic. I think they're a wing.
If you got wings, I don't think you need fingers.
I kind of agree.
I think they're a wing alternative.
Yeah.
What about chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A? Because somebody always brings one of those platters.
Wing alternative. It is a wing alternative.
Yeah, but it's Chick-fil-A.
Now, I agree with Seth, unless we're talking minis.
Well,
I love the
chicken minis completely different.
You mean like a biscuit, like the little biscuit?
The minis from
The
Chick-fil-A.
chicken minis, like, have you not had chicken minis?
Those are the best thing at Chick-fil-A.
It's on the little roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are the
Have
best
you never
things
had
at
chicken minis?
I've had the mini biscuits.
That's my favorite thing at Chick-fil-A.
Biscuits at Chick-fil-A.
It's not a biscuit?
No,
it's like a
they're
little
mini.
yeast roll.
You
It's
get
like
5 or
Texas
6
Roadhouse
of them.
roll.
Yeah, that's the best
swear
thing.
that for breakfast you have little chicken mini biscuits.
No,
it's like a Texas Roadhouse
So then,
roll.
yeah, they're really good.
Oh, they're delicious.
Okay, I started to say, if you've never had chicken
was a little
minis, we need to have an intervention.
I could have sworn they were little bitty biscuits. Maybe they're just as good as biscuits. I don't know. Then again, also, I'm usually a
Have
put
we
the wood in my
gotten
face.
back on
Time
the
out,
rails
guys.
at all?
Time out, guys. Great show today. I'm going to eat.
If that
We haven't even talked about
I'm ready to go. Where are we
listen,
going?
Anything
that's
else.
25 minutes.
It's a great show.
If that's all we did.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's a great
text
show.
Jay Ford to tell him to go ahead and order some stuff and bring it in.
Yeah, tell them to do that. Okay, we
We
got
are in
on
the final
screen
week
here.
of football, basketball.
As we move into talking some sports, we are in the final week of high school basketball. It's taking forever to get here. We've got the NoFo Lady Raiders playing for the 6A state title game.
Featuring
You got a slightly personal interest in that,
That'll
don't
be
you?
interesting. Yeah.
featuring your daughter.
Yes. She'll be on the court playing some basketball
In
down
the
at Macon.
finals. Hey,
In the
that's-
finals.
we
It's
will-
It's a cool thing.
That's going to be
Really
very
is.
cool. As a family, I think that's neat. I know you're going to cover it, but that's going to be hard to stay
But that
neutral.
means a nice little road trip to
Macon.
for me and Bo.
I don't really need to stay neutral
No, you
because
really
it's North versus Marist. I mean,
don't. Okay, there you go. There you go.
there's no neutrality
Well, the
there.
appearance of that,
Yeah.
at least while
Let's
you're
touch
down
on that. How Marist got up in here.
Got up in here.
Yeah, didn't they knocked off?
They did.
Who'd they knock off?
River Ridge.
Yeah,
River
they
Ridge.
did.
They were
Katie
like the-
Harpering. She had 47 points. That's Harpering, if that rings a bell for any of you Tech fans out there. That's Matt Harpering's daughter, who
Looks pretty good.
who is pretty good, just a
Yeah,
sophomore.
player. Yeah.
47 points for her, willed them back to beat the number one team of the state, River Ridge, in the semis. So this will be an interesting game. It'll be a fun game to cover. It down at Macon, of course, first time for North Forsyth to make it down to Macon and into the state championship game. So
Make it to Macon.
You had a great scouting report. I asked Bo.
Well, I mean-
because River Ridge had been a
Macon.
River Ridge was an
Would you
unprecedented
expect him to have a
favorite.
bad scouting report? Of
But I
North
loved your
Forsyth?
scouting report because you thought River Ridge was a better team and that would be a tougher matchup for Nofo. But when you have a player like Harpering, who obviously can dominate a game, I mean, would you rather go against say a better player or a better team in general? And I liked your. I loved your scouting report on that.
And Walker can lend to this as well, because when you kind of take your path, so you make the playoffs, you make the tournament, you want to look at your path, and you, as a head coach, you kind of say, okay, this is who I would rather play, right?
Right.
Because you see the matchups and how your team would match up. River Ridge was a solid team of 5 that might have created a couple different matchup problems for North Forsyth. Now you have Marist and you have Miss Harpering, who has, who obviously is no secret, 47 points, Walker.
You said River Ridge was the most complete team you've seen all year.
I felt like River Ridge was. Now I haven't seen them in person, but just talking and hearing and seeing some huddle video and stuff like that, I felt like that they were a very complete team. So, Walker, when we talk about that, I know you're around college coaches, so you hear that all the time, but obviously when you start a tournament, you look at the matchups that you could potentially see down the road.
Yeah, and I mean, you would much rather take on a team that has one player that you game plan for and say, this person's not going to beat us. If the other people do, good on them.
Right.
It's a lot harder to game plan when you've got 4 or 5 that you have to try and figure out how to slow down.
Do you feel this is a better matchup for Nofo then?
I definitely. I mean, you could look at it one of 2 ways. You could look at it as you stop the 1, or you could look at it as you stop the 4, the 1's going to get hers.
Right.
As opposed to if you're facing a team of 5, well, then what do? You've got to give up something somewhere. And if River Ridge is the most consistent team and most complete team that Bo's seen on paper and #1 team in the state, that's a matchup that I don't want to have to game plan for as a coach. I'd rather game plan for 1 or 2 players as opposed to 5, 6, 7.
Well, River Ridge apparently did that, and the 1 player beat them. So what does that say? How? I mean, she must. I mean, when you have a player,
wrong game plan.
Wrong game plan.
Exactly. But look, if you
let the 1 beat you, you just don't let the 1 beat you.
If you guys go watch the end of that game and how it kind of unfolded with River Ridge leading by 5 with like 45 seconds to go of the game, I really felt like sitting there watching the game that River Ridge thought, okay, we're good. But then Harpering comes down the floor, limps over a 3-pointer, literally gets the shooter roll off the front of the iron, goes in, and all of a sudden, and then come back down the court, score, I think it was a layup maybe. They scored to tie the game, to take it to overtime, and then win in overtime. Just, I don't know if I have seen a game like that one where one player, a high school girls basketball game, where one player just completely said, hey, jump on my shoulders. We're down 12. We're coming back. We're going to take it to OT, and we're going to knock the #1 team in the state off. And that's exactly what Katie Harpering did.
Well, I don't know. I don't recall them being behind like that, but the most recent player that comes to mind is Tori Osmond over at Buford. She was clearly the best player on that team. They had some other players, but me and you would watch some games, and when they needed her, she's like, give me the ball, and she took over. I don't recall her scoring 47 and not getting enough complimentary things, because that was a good team that won the state title, but she was very, when she had to be, she could absolutely dominate a game.
Are we not going to throw Riley Black in this mix as well?
You can, but Chessie did not win a title. I mean, I love Riley Black. I thought she was a
Riley
great player.
has somewhat of that. She has that.
Right.
Not
and
somewhat.
that's not a knock on Chastity.
She has
but it just,
the will to take over
Look,
game.
That game,
and we've seen it happen with her.
Yeah.
42-point game that she had in the Elite Eight that unfortunately they lost. I mean, she was clearly the best player on the court. And the only thing that you kind of wish is if some of the other players had been able to hit a few of the shots that they had. They scored 70-something points.
Jeff.
Yeah, well, they scored 70-something points. We were talking about that.
Wait, and look, if you take the only team that beat Marist this year was Mount Perrin. They held Harpering. She was 4 of 24 from the field.
Sheesh.
So if you kind of maybe take that game plan, if you're Nofo and you're like, okay, here's what we're going to try to do. And look, guys,
that's the film you look at.
I got to say, North Forsyth's defense is playing crazy.
They are. They're playing really well.
It's really kind of their calling card is their defense. So, again, I feel like if North's going to win this game, it's been the London Weaver, Gabby Gliotta kind of scoring show. There needs to be somebody else that steps up.
Who is that, you think?
I think it's Lindsay Perkle. I think if she could go for a double-double in this game, I think that she could – it would help a whole bunch – on the offensive side of the board, and maybe give you a little bit of, I'm not going to say comfortable, but that you got 3 players in double digits, and you got your 6'2" post player, and she's got 10, 15 rebounds, and half of those are offensive rebounds where you get 7 more attempts than they do. I mean, you really got to feel good about that. I kind of think that is the key, and of course, some of the other players in that rotation, and then some of the players off the bench. So. Again, I think it's going to be a really good matchup down in Macon Friday, 5:30. So
I'm not going to say the O word, but this could be this could go down to the wire.
Could.
So guys, did you guys check out the combine past couple weeks?
Oh, yeah. More sports talk. Okay, more sports talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are a sports entity, so I feel like we should stay there.
I just wasn't sure if you guys were going to go back to food because we were all hungry.
So, I love food, so were you more impressed with the combine or the guys that are not in the combine that elected to stay out of the combine.
I'm a combine junkie.
Yeah,
I like watching the underwear Olympics. I think it's a lot of fun. And I know I joke when I say underwear Olympics, but watching these guys run 40s and run through drills, like you don't. It's different watching that than them on a football field.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually see how fast these guys are.
Yeah,
and
but
how
does that
good
have
they are.
anything to do with how they are on a football field?
I don't know if it does or not.
Well,
It's fun to watch.
To me, honestly, that's as boring as it gets. I
I
wouldn't watch
disagree.
5 seconds of that. Honestly, I don't care how high somebody can jump. Can they play football? Can they get themselves into positions where they need to do where they need to be? Can they make plays? I mean, look, they had way back
Can
in
they
the
grow a
80s.
convincing goatee?
But look, way back in the 80s, the 49ers had the a Olympic sprinter
Can they
on their
shake their
team
head
as a
without
wide
making
receiver,
it?
but he
Just
couldn't
zoom into
catch.
Jeff on this right here.
So,
But he couldn't catch.
Jeff,
Can they
Jeff,
So
you
who
said you
cares how
didn't
fast
watch
they
5
are?
seconds of
Zoom.
Jeff said he didn't watch 5 seconds of it. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't watch 5
Did
seconds.
you watch 4.21 seconds?
Yeah, he did earlier.
With the transition, I love it.
And play.
And play.
You're chasing a record. Don't rush this thing
An
here.
unofficial 4.25.
This doesn't
First
interest
run.
you at all,
He's
Jeff?
gonna run it again.
Like,
Trying
just
to
do-
kind of cool, but I'd like to
So
watch
you have no
hours of this. No,
I don't watch hours of it, but like
said you were a junkie.
go on social media and like scroll through the highlights of it.
Yeah.
That reaction. Ooh.
Okay, that's fun right there.
Like I said when we watched this at the
Here's
beginning,
what
cred,
I like how the
cred to the
the
steady
really
cam guy.
botched high five there.
That is awesome.
They never touched. It was funny.
J. McCarthy and Roman
Was it a
So-
high five?
Seth,
No, I mean,
Yes.
you're trying to chest bump or whatever they do. The
Seth,
first
to go
one-
back to what we were talking about off air before we started.
Yeah.
Are you sure that it's like somebody that's actually running next to them? Can you see that?
No,
is it
Here,
like the
watch. Let's go
camera
back
is
to the
on
start.
a-
Let's go back to the start.
Okay.
I think
Watch.
you're talking about
Once it's over.
once it's
Yeah,
over.
once it's over.
Not here.
Oh, okay.
On the ground,
I thought
yes.
you were talking about
Because
somebody
watch,
running
I'm pretty
with
sure
them.
you can see him because he's waiting at the end. Let me see. Hold on. Where
Pause
is
it.
he? Hold on. There
Right
he
there.
is.
That
see
guy.
him right here. To the. I
Fair
know
enough.
you can't see
The
me
bald
point.
head at the
Wait,
24-yard
hit play.
line.
Hit play. Hit play.
See, bald head, Steadicam rig. He's running. He's chasing
There
him.
you go.
I
Put
thought
that
you were
one
talking
arm
about
out.
running.
Yeah, but
and get off.
Yeah, you got because you have to. If you're balancing that rig, you gotta like.
And it
You
goes
I
gotta
thought you were
runs.
talking about like
How's it
running
go?
the 4.21 with it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure the camera
Again?
that's watching the actual 40
No, he was
is
talking
on a rig
It
that's
is,
like.
but that guy on the ground, I've seen those guys.
I understand what he's saying now.
Look, I've
Yeah,
seen-
no, because I mean, yes, that thing's on an arm. That thing is on an that's on an arm supporting the weight, but you're still having to run with like
I tell you what,
70 to 80 pounds attached to you.
Here's what's fun.
You guys want to
is
listen to the
watching-
interview?
No.
No.
Here's what's fun is watching Seth at a football game do that at the end when a team was celebrating or something, and I'm
Just
all of a
me
sudden I see this
sprinting.
blur, whoosh, and Seth runs by with the camera and he's trying to get whatever. You know, I mean, if there were people in front of him, he would just literally run them over like a linebacker to go get that shot. I commend that, Seth.
Maybe not the linebackers themselves. Some might just bonk and just
Yeah,
know,
but regular
Just
people,
bounce off of them.
Sorry.
regular people though.
Hey, I want to throw this out at you. Speaking of NFL, I want to throw you out the latest mock draft from AtlantaFalcons.com. You ready for this?
All right, hit me.
Let's do it.
Falcons trade up, okay? They trade up to number 3 via New England Patriots. They give up the number 843 for overall picks, plus a future first-round pick for UNC quarterback Drake May.
I don't hate it.
Thoughts?
I hate
Thoughts?
it. Hate it.
Thoughts?
I don't think
I
he's
don't
that
hate
good.
it.
I don't think he's that good.
Hate versus not hate.
That is-
Let's hear hate.
That's a Desmond Ritter.
All right, so let me
Pick
throw
right
this
there.
out to you.
Is
Let me
he
throw
though?
this-
Yes, he is. What did they win?
You boys have
What
fun. I'm
did
going to
they
go get
win?
more water.
But what did they
I
win?
I'm not concerned with a college team is more than just the quarterback. Yes, the quarterback plays a big role in it, but if the defense can't stop anybody, it doesn't matter how good the quarterback is. And North Carolina's defense wasn't good.
That's right.
And the whole team wasn't good.
That's right.
I don't like that. I don't
think
if-
Drake
I don't
May
like
is he's a prototypical pro quarterback.
Yes.
He's not going to do anything special. He's not going to.
He's not
but he's
Jaden
going to-
Daniels.
He's not going to lose you games.
So you think Jaden Daniels is gone at 3?
Yes.
Yeah, Washington's probably going to sweep him up, and then.
Okay.
But let me.
The question is, what does Chicago do?
Yeah, let me throw this out there to you. So instead of trading, I guess, up to 3, do you try to get Justin Fields, for a second-round pick? Because Justin Fields, if he has a good next season, he's going to be calling for a lot of money because I think he's in his final year of the rookie contract.
Yeah, he is.
So do you trade for a Justin Fields, or do you try to sign Kirk Cousins?
Cousins is old. He's coming off an Achilles. I don't see that. Justin Fields is young. I think the Bears were horrible. I think he had a decent season considering what they had. I would rather trade for an established player in the league. Justin Fields is established, whatever you think about him. I think that's a much better move for the Falcons. He's mobile, which is something we've all talked about that perhaps you need in today's football. I like anything going after Justin Fields over Drake May.
I think I agree with you, Jeff. I like the Justin Fields better, but I'm just going to play the other side of the story because I think that this is also a viable option. If you can get Kirk Cousins cheaper than, what you would be having to give into get Fields and then potentially long-term if you keep him. If you're able to get Kirk Cousins in on a short team-friendly deal and draft a Drake May or a Bo Nix or somebody like that to where they can learn a la Favre Rodgers, I think that's also a very viable way for you to get a guy in to the Falcons that can win you games now, but also train the future of what you want your quarterback to be.
I just see Drake May as, again, I'm going to go with my gut. Sounds like another Desmond Ridder kind of thing. I think they were saying the same thing about Desmond. He can be taught. And
but let's take up for Desmond for just a minute.
A prototypical quarterback. He's like a mix between a
dual threat. Kind of a mix.
Yeah, he's a dual threat that's not really a dual threat. He doesn't have an arm.
But let's look. Ridder was just tossed into the fire. Like, what kind of teaching did he ever have?
Yeah, but it's almost
all
all
who
of
was
these
he learning
young
from? It wasn't Matt Ryan.
It was
all of
Arthur.
these young,
it was
all of these
Arthur
young
Smith
quarterbacks
thinking that he was the quarterback whisperer with this guy, and it just didn't work out.
Right.
So who's to say that if you do get Kirk Cousins, as you said, a team friendly deal, Ridder stays, learns under him. You draft a Drake May if that's what you're going to do, which I'm not a huge fan of that, but and Kirk Cousins is the teacher. As you said, Favre, Rodgers. I'm not against that. I'm really not opposed to what you just set up, Walker, in having a quarterback like Kirk Cousins. If you go watch quarterbacks on Netflix, you'll like Kirk Cousins a lot better, by the way.
Oh, I like that. Was a really good show.
Yeah, so, and I get it. He's coming off an Achilles. Who knows what he's going to be like? He's going to be rehabbed. He's going to be probably full strength. He might be stronger than he was before. But I like the idea. Bringing in a seasoned veteran quarterback who has had a successful career in the NFL to be a teacher.
So you like that over the Justin Fields. If those were the two options, you would go for Kirk Cousins.
I'll throw this out I'll throw to Walker here in a second. I would take Justin Fields number one. Number two, whatever else you're going to do. If Kirk Cousins is the route they go, then fine. Again, if the Falcons had a quarterback, Walker, last season, they're in the playoffs. They might even be in the NFC Championship game.
I can't believe me and you are in agreement here.
And I think that the fact that Kirk Cousins is coming off of the Achilles deal, I think
blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
I think you're able to get Cousins on a team-friendly deal because there's a lot of questions about his health, right?
Yes.
So you get him on a short-term deal, whether it's 1 year, 2 years. He has the opportunity to prove himself, but he's also in the quarterback room teaching whoever it is, Ridder, May, if somehow you work your way up and somehow Jaden Daniels falls to you at 3, which I don't think is going to happen.
But well, you guys are
talking about Baby Goat?
I was a big, when Kirk Cousins came up with the Redskins, I was a big Redskins fan, and I liked Kirk Cousins. But when you look at his body of work, is he a teacher in the sense that Aaron Rodgers taught Love or Brett Favre taught whoever came behind him? Is he that kind of a guy? I mean, is he going to be a teacher that can push a guy to that next level?
I don't know, but you saw how much success Aaron Rodgers had at Green Bay after he took over the throne of Favre.
Yeah, but
you
Kirk
saw how
Cousins
much
is
success
not on
Andrew Luck had.
Look, Cousins is
after
not
he
on
took
Brett
over for
Favre's
Peyton
level.
Manning.
Yeah, but
there's so much.
You're putting
there's a track
Cousins. You're
record.
putting Cousins in a really high plateau. I just don't see him there.
There's a track record of quarterbacks that have taught the future, and you see success moving forward.
But those
Manning taught Luck. Luck took the Colts to the NFC Championship 3 times in his 6-year career. Favre taught Rodgers. Rodgers has 2 Super Bowl rings.
I got to say, though.
those are Hall of Famers.
I
I don't see Kirk Cousins in the Hall of Fame.
If you put Kirk Cousins, and again, I'm going off of watching the Netflix series. If you've watched that series, you understand how much Kirk Cousins stayed on his back that year. It was kind of like Matt Ryan those many years in Atlanta, when he was on his back more than he was standing up. He was getting beat up. So, with what the Falcons have on their offensive line, guys, I mean, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. Like, I'm not putting him up there with
like the
what
Falcons
makes
line.
Brett Favre a legend? 1 Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, but
I mean, what makes Peyton Manning a legend? 1 Super Bowl? Is it 2 Super Bowls? So does it mean that Peyton Manning and Brett Favre were in the right place at the right time, or is you know what I mean? I see it in Kirk Cousins that he has the ability to be a winner. We've seen it on the field. So,
well, just imagine if Jerry
I'm
the
not
right
saying
position.
that Kirk Cousins is going to win Super Bowls.
Me either. But I'm just
if
saying.
he's not going to win Super Bowls, why are you bringing him in?
Because you need a quarterback.
My quarterback
A
of
good
the
quarterback.
future, the experience, and learn from somebody so we don't have Desmond Ridder get thrown to the fire.
Yeah.
Where the Falcons really
100.
messed up, Bo, where they really messed up is not having a young guy behind Matt Ryan.
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean, it was what was Matt Schwab or whatever his
I wonder
name
how
was?
much
Matt
of that.
Schwab?
I want to know
Schwab?
how much of that was Matt Ryan going.
No,
don't draft a quarterback.
I guarantee you
It could
was,
have been, but
it was more of Arthur Blank and those guys afraid if they drafted a young quarterback when Matt Ryan hit 30, 32, 33, whatever his age was at that point. I'm sure it was like, we can't draft a quarterback because we're going to make him mad and he's going to want to leave. Instead, they just kept throwing money at Matt Ryan's contract, and the Falcons were upside down, and the salary cap was a bust and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I agree. They should have drafted a young quarterback to train under Matt Ryan, and this would not be a question or an issue right now.
Right.
But instead, here we are. Need a quarterback.
Not trading up, and granted, the Julio trade worked out really well. But to go back to that with Kyle Pitts and with who else did they take at 8 recently that they had to trade up for? Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
Who says I heard where he
Thomas
wants to come.
Dimitroff, Arthur Blank, Dan Quinn, whoever it was. Not great decisions in the draft.
Look, I will even throw out Bijan Robinson. Now, look, I like Bijan. I think he's a great running back, but is that what the Falcons needed last year?
No, they did not need that.
No.
They needed
Great pickup, but at first round, their first round pick, is that
and
what
that was
they
at
needed?
8 too, right?
Yeah, it was an 8 as well.
Can we? Don't the Falcons have the 8th pick this year?
It's the 8
Get
ball.
off of that number.
Gotta move.
It's a crazy number for them, and it's not working. It's just the
The
Falcons
only
have never
one that
had
worked was Julio Jones.
And they gave up the house for him.
Yeah,
So if you remember that.
I'm not a big fan of giving up the house. That's the only thing about
It's a huge gamble if you do that.
Well, and that's the only thing about the Justin Fields thing that would make me nervous because they're talking about giving up all of these future picks, which you're
not for Justin Fields.
No, it would
I've
be
heard
to trade up.
I've
A
heard.
trade up would be that. Justin Fields, I think the latest is a second round pick?
See, I heard they were going to have to
think
give
that
up
you
at
could
least
get-
2 picks to get Justin Fields.
But two picks. Again, I'm on board with both of you. Justin Fields is the right move. 2 picks is a lot better than what you'd have to trade up to go get a Jaden Daniels or a Drake May or whoever the top quarterbacks are to get up to 2-3.
Look, if
The question really is this is honestly what I would do. If I'm wanting to trade up, I'm going to Chicago.
I'm going to number one. I'm going to throw in. I'm wanting
to go to Chicago and say, what do you want for this pick?
That's like I said a couple of weeks ago.
I'd sell the house for the one pick.
You either need to decide as an organization that you are about to sell everything you own to get that number one pick because you feel, and I think the majority of the fan base feels that you have to have a quarterback. So if you need a quarterback and you have decided that you are going to draft one, don't go for Drake May. You go to one and you get the best possible quarterback in the NFL draft that you can get. And if that means selling the house, then sell the dadgum house. But playing around, moving up to third and giving up that much for third, just get Justin Fields.
Look, if the Falcons are top heavy at running back, you got three guys really that they're kind of all similar with Robinson and although Patterson I think is leaving, right? And you've got Algiers.
I don't think running back is an issue as far as money goes at this moment.
What I'm saying
both
is
of them are rookie contracts.
You've got three guys that are very similar. But you can take one or two of those guys, throw in a Pitts or throw in London, make a trade.
I say keep London.
And throw in Pitts and go up for the number one pick and go get Jaden Daniels. I think if there's one guy in this draft to get, it's Jaden Daniels.
So here's the question. Do you still try and see if you can get a veteran guy on a team-friendly deal to either back up Jaden Daniels or get in front of Jaden Daniels and teach him?
Absolutely.
In which case, I still think Kirk Cousins is an option.
Absolutely.
I just don't think you can do both of those. I just don't think you have enough.
I don't know that you can't, though.
It's same.
If you're getting rid of Kyle Pitts' contract.
Right.
No, I can't argue against that. I just don't know that's a lot of moving parts, and you've got to have you got to have something left.
Look, they get paid to figure out those moving parts, so figure it out, make it happen. Again, like I said, you need to decide if you're going to sell the house, and if you are, sell the house and get the absolute best quarterback you think is in the draft.
You're going to have to go to number one because I really feel like Jaden Daniels is going to be the top guy. I know Caleb Williams.
I think Caleb Williams is projected as numero uno.
I know, but honestly, I've read a lot of stuff.
Pick him at one.
Look, I've seen a lot of stuff where Daniels is the projected, whatever that's worth, longevity pick more so than Caleb Williams.
Oh, I'm going Jaden Daniels all day. If
that's what I'm saying.
And if 2 is where I need to trade up to, then okay. But, I'm going with Jaden. All right, guys, I teased 2 weeks ago on our last show that we were going to get into that power ranking. Well, we didn't today. So we need to we're going to push this to next week.
I'm still digesting it.
So the digestion is still in the stomach on all of
dressing,
that stuff.
Ranch dressing.
Toss some ranch and some 1,000 on that.
Ginger's better for digestion.
And let it soak for next week. But
give it some ginger ale, too.
Roll our music as we get out of here today. And there it is, folks. Hey.
It's a great show.
Great show, guys.
I'm still hungry.
Starving.
Still hungry.
I need something to eat now.
I do.
Go get it.
Okay.
We'll order a pizza.
All right, guys.
I gave you the recipe for the bacon dip.
Hey.
We'll get some stuffed crust pizza.
By the way, a salute to those as far as the bacon dip goes. And every food that we mentioned here today, I could eat right now. Entire crew, thanks for joining us on this edition of Off the Rails. So long, everyone. Goodbye.
Whoop.
That was good, guys.